Michael B. Jordan and RAYE have suddenly become the celebrity pairing nobody saw coming, and one casual day at Six Flags Magic Mountain has sent the internet into a full-blown romance investigation. On Friday, August 7th, the Oscar-winning actor and the British singer were spotted together at the popular California theme park, riding roller coasters, laughing, and seemingly enjoying each other's company. What could have been an ordinary day away from Hollywood quickly turned into one of the most talked about celebrity sightings of the weekend. And now, fans are asking the question that neither star has answered: are Michael B. Jordan and RAYE dating? The sighting happened at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, just outside Los Angeles, and the details are what really caught people's attention. Photos and videos circulating online showed Michael and RAYE riding attractions together, including footage from inside a roller coaster. In one image, RAYE appeared to be smiling toward Michael as they sat together on the ride, while another video showed the pair talking from behind the protective handlebars. There was no obvious public display of affection that would officially confirm a romance, but the two appeared comfortable enough around each other to make fans immediately start connecting the dots. And once those images hit social media, the speculation moved incredibly fast. Fans weren't simply saying that Michael and RAYE had been spotted together, they were immediately asking whether this was a date. One person bluntly asked, "Are they dating?" Another fan joked, "She found her husband, I'm happy for her." And that particular comment became even funnier because of RAYE's own music. Her hit song, "Where Is My Husband?" has become closely associated with her playful search for love. So seeing her sitting beside Michael B. Jordan at an amusement park was almost too perfect for the internet to ignore. Other reactions were just as enthusiastic. Fans described the possible pairing as unexpected but sweet, while others said the two seemed to suit each other. One person even brought astrology into the conversation, pointing out that RAYE is a Scorpio while Michael is an Aquarius, and joking that the combination might actually work. Another fan simply expressed approval, while others reacted with heart emojis and excitement. Across different social platforms, the overall reaction has been a mixture of shock, amusement, curiosity, and genuine support for the possibility that something romantic could be developing. But before the internet turns one amusement park outing into a wedding announcement, there is one very important fact to remember. Michael B. Jordan and RAYE have not confirmed that they are a couple. Neither star has publicly announced a relationship, and representatives for both celebrities have not confirmed the nature of their outing. So right now, the responsible way to describe the situation is exactly what it is: a celebrity sighting that has sparked dating rumors. The photographs and videos prove that they were together, but they do not prove that they are romantically involved. That distinction matters because celebrities can spend time together for countless reasons. They can be friends, collaborators, acquaintances, or simply two people who decided to spend an afternoon together. And in Hollywood, where every interaction can become a headline within minutes, even a completely innocent outing can create a massive rumor. Still, there is something about this particular sighting that has made people pay attention. Michael and RAYE were not spotted standing next to each other at a giant industry event with hundreds of other people around them. They were spending leisure time together at a theme park, riding attractions and appearing to have fun. That is what makes the situation feel different to fans. Six Flags is not exactly the typical location where celebrities go when I want to create a polished public appearance. There's no red carpet, no premiere backdrop, and no carefully coordinated photo opportunity. Instead, there are roller coasters, crowds, long lines, summer heat, and people carrying snacks and souvenirs. Seeing two internationally famous stars in that environment makes the moment feel surprisingly ordinary, and that sense of normality may be exactly why the footage has resonated so strongly with people watching from home. The internet reaction also became hilarious because of Michael's outfit. Social media users immediately started commenting on the overalls he was wearing, with some people joking that he looked like a character from a video game, or even comparing him to a minion. Other fans came to his defense, pointing out that overalls actually make practical sense at a theme park because they have plenty of pockets and allow someone to carry things without constantly worrying about a bag. It was a completely unexpected side conversation, but it became part of the viral moment. And then came the jokes about RAYE's song. Her music has made her relationship status something of a running pop culture conversation, especially because Where Is My Husband has become such a recognizable title. Fans were suddenly joking that the answer to the song's question might have been hiding in plain sight. Some basically turned the situation into a fictional storyline, suggesting that RAYE had finally found the man she had been singing about. Others joked that Michael had better be prepared to buy a ring. None of those comments are evidence of a relationship, but they show how quickly fans can turn a celebrity sighting into a shared cultural moment.
The timing is also fascinating because both Michael B. Jordan and RAYE are experiencing major professional moments. Michael is now an Academy Award winner following his acclaimed performance in Ryan Coogler's Sinners. In the movie, Michael took on the extraordinary challenge of playing twin brothers, Smoke and Stack, and the performance became one of the biggest achievements of his career. For an actor who has already spent years building an impressive resume, winning the Oscar represented a major new chapter. Michael's career has been evolving for years. He became widely recognized through projects including Fruitvale Station, Creed, and Black Panther, eventually becoming one of Hollywood's most recognizable leading men. His work with Ryan Coogler has been particularly important to his career, and Sinners pushed that creative partnership into another level. Now, with an Oscar on his shelf and even greater attention surrounding his personal life, virtually anything Michael does outside of work is going to attract public interest. Having an extraordinary period in her career, born Rachel Keane, the British singer-songwriter has built a reputation for music that is emotionally raw, theatrical, sophisticated, and often brutally honest. Her songs frequently explore relationships, heartbreak, insecurity, ambition, loneliness, and the complicated reality of trying to find love while building a public career. That vulnerability has helped separate her from many of her peers and turned her into one of the most distinctive voices in modern British pop. Her song, Where Is My Husband, became particularly relevant to this new celebrity rumor because of its subject matter. The song is playful but also emotional, with RAYE questioning where the man she is supposed to end up with might be. So when fans suddenly saw her spending an afternoon with Michael B. Jordan, the internet essentially decided that the universe had delivered a punchline. The singer who had been asking where her husband was had apparently been spotted at Six Flags with one of Hollywood's most famous bachelors. Of course, that is the fan version of the story. The reality is much less certain. There is no evidence that Michael is RAYE's husband, boyfriend, or even confirmed romantic interest, but the coincidence is undeniably entertaining. It also explains why the story has traveled so quickly. Celebrity news becomes especially viral when the real-world event connects naturally with something the celebrity has already said, sung, or become known for. Michael also has a very famous relationship history, and that history makes this new sighting even more interesting. His most publicly known long-term romance was with Lori Harvey. The two were first linked around 2020 and became one of the most closely watched celebrity couples of that period. Although they generally kept their relationship relatively private, occasional social media posts gave fans glimpses into their lives together. Their breakup in 2022 attracted enormous attention, especially because both had been so publicly admired as a couple. When Michael and Lori split, reports at the time described them both as heartbroken and suggested that they still had feelings for one another. Their social media history was subsequently cleaned up, with photographs of the relationship disappearing from their accounts. For fans who had followed that romance, Michael's personal life became something people naturally continued to watch, even as he focused heavily on his career. Since that breakup, Michael has been connected through rumors and public sightings to several other famous women, including Kendall Jenner, Kiki Layne, and Cindy Bruna. But it is important to emphasize that those situations did not develop into publicly confirmed relationships. The Kendall Jenner connection, for example, goes back years, and Michael previously indicated that the two were simply friendly. Yet, every time he's photographed with a famous woman, the same cycle begins again. A picture appears, speculation starts, fans analyze the interaction, and suddenly a new romance rumor is everywhere. Michael has actually spoken openly in the past about how difficult dating can be when you're famous. In a 2018 interview with GQ, he talked about the challenge of trying to meet someone and simply spend normal time together, without the entire process becoming complicated by his celebrity status. He essentially questioned how someone in his position could go somewhere ordinary, relax, and get to know someone without the public immediately watching and judging the relationship. That comment feels particularly relevant now because his Six Flags outing demonstrates exactly what he was talking about. Imagine trying to have a normal afternoon when you're Michael B. Jordan. You cannot simply walk through an amusement park without someone recognizing you. You cannot sit beside someone on a roller coaster without somebody pulling out a phone. You can't laugh with a person without social media immediately asking whether the two of you are dating. For someone who has spent years dealing with that level of attention, even an ordinary day can become a global news story.
And that may be why the Six Flags sighting is so fascinating. If Michael and Ray are simply friends, they have now experienced firsthand how quickly an innocent outing can become romantic speculation. But if they are actually getting to know each other, then this could be exactly the kind of normal date Michael once described as difficult to have. A theme park is casual, playful, and far removed from the pressure of an expensive restaurant or a Hollywood event. It is the kind of place where two people can laugh, ride something terrifying, eat something unhealthy, and simply enjoy themselves. Ray has also had her own share of relationship speculation over the years. She has been unofficially linked to high-profile names, including Drake and Lewis Hamilton, although those connections should not be treated as confirmed relationships. Like Michael, she is a celebrity whose interactions can quickly become the subject of online theories. That means both stars already understand what it is like to have their private lives discussed publicly. Interestingly, fans on Reddit were quick to point out that the outing might not necessarily be romantic. Some people expressed excitement about the potential pairing, but others reminded everyone that people can simply hang out. One fan specifically said they were not trying to start dating rumors and described the video as cute regardless of what the relationship might be. That is an important perspective because the internet often wants a definitive answer immediately, even when the people involved have not provided one. Other Reddit users were much more confident. Some called the pair a favorite combination. Others said they were both incredibly attractive, and plenty of people joked about Ray finally finding her husband. One of the most popular reactions basically captured the absurdity of the whole thing. Two extremely famous and wealthy celebrities apparently going on a date at Six Flags. That image alone was enough to make thousands of people laugh, because it combines Hollywood glamour with one of the most recognizable everyday amusement park experiences. There was even a conversation about whether Michael and Ray received special treatment at the park. Some people who claimed to work around the area discussed seeing security and suggested that the presence of such a high-profile celebrity could require additional precautions. Other users said the group was fairly large and that rides may have been managed differently because of Michael's fame. None of those observations confirm anything about the relationship, but they do highlight the practical reality of celebrity life. Even a supposedly casual theme park visit can require security measures when the person involved is an Oscar-winning actor. The most interesting thing about all of this is that neither Michael nor Ray appears to have rushed to shut the rumors down. That does not mean the rumors are true. Silence is not confirmation. Celebrities often choose not to respond to speculation simply because responding can make a story even bigger. But fans have noticed that there has not been an immediate statement saying they are only friends, and that has left plenty of room for speculation. At the same time, there has also been speculation that the outing could be publicity-related. Some social media users questioned whether such a clear photograph could have been accidental. Others suggested that the entire thing might be a publicity relations strategy. But there is currently no evidence proving that either is true. Celebrity publicity theories are extremely common, and sometimes they're right, but they should not be presented as fact without evidence. What makes the situation even more difficult to interpret is that neither Michael nor Ray both have strong reasons to protect their private lives. Michael has spent years discussing the challenges of fame, while Ray has built much of her artistic identity around emotional honesty, without necessarily making every part of her private life public. So if something is happening between them, it would not be surprising if they chose to keep it quiet until they were ready. And that brings us to the biggest question. What happens next? Will Michael and Ray be spotted together again? Will another photograph appear? Will they attend the same event? Will one of them suddenly post something that sends fans into another investigation? Or will this Six Flags appearance turn out to be nothing more than two celebrities having a fun day together? Those are the questions fans are waiting to see answered. If there is another public appearance, the speculation will almost certainly become even louder. One theme park outing can be explained as friendship. 2 or 3 consecutive sightings begin to create a pattern. A dinner together would raise more questions. A vacation would raise even more. And if either celebrity eventually makes a public statement about the other, that could completely change the story.
For now, though, there is no confirmed relationship announcement. There is no official confirmation from Michael B. Jordan. There is no official confirmation from Ray. There is no engagement. There is no evidence that they are secretly planning a future together. There is simply a Friday afternoon at Six Flags, a few viral photographs and videos, 2 celebrities who appeared to be enjoying themselves, and millions of people wondering whether they are looking at the beginning of something bigger. And honestly, that uncertainty may be what makes this story so addictive, because celebrity relationships are usually presented to the public in one of 2 ways. Either fans watch a couple slowly become public over months, or they wake up one morning to a confirmation that 2 people have been together for years. This situation feels different because the public has been given only a tiny glimpse. There is just enough information to create a mystery, but nowhere near enough information to solve it. The Six Flags setting makes the mystery even more entertaining. Michael B. Jordan could have been spotted at a glamorous Los Angeles restaurant and people would have assumed a date, but instead, he was apparently sitting beside Ray on a roller coaster. That makes the story feel almost innocent. They were not surrounded by flashing cameras on a red carpet. They were holding on to safety bars and getting thrown around by a giant amusement park ride. And perhaps that is exactly what both of them needed. Michael has spent an enormous amount of time under professional pressure, especially following the success of Sinners. Ray has been navigating her own whirlwind of music, performances, awards, and growing international fame. A day spent riding roller coasters might simply be a way for 2 busy people to have fun and forget about everything else for a few hours. But because they are Michael B. Jordan and Ray, forgetting about the outside world was never going to last very long. Someone recognized them. Someone filmed them, someone posted the footage, and suddenly their private afternoon became everybody else's business. The public reaction also shows how much people genuinely like both stars. Many fans were not angry about the possibility of a romance, they were excited. Some people said they loved the pairing. Others said Ray deserved happiness. Others simply celebrated the fact that 2 people they admire appeared to be enjoying themselves. That positive reaction is notable because celebrity dating rumors can sometimes produce intense criticism, but in this case, much of the response has been surprisingly warm. There is also something about Ray and Michael that fans seem to find visually and culturally interesting. She is a British singer with a distinctive musical identity and an emotionally intense artistic style. He is an American actor who has spent years becoming one of Hollywood's most recognizable leading men. Their careers operate in different worlds, but both have built reputations around talent, charisma, and a willingness to take their work seriously. And if they were to become an actual couple, it would certainly be one of the more unexpected celebrity pairings of the year.
For now, fans are left with one particularly entertaining image: Michael B. Jordan and Ray sitting together on a roller coaster, laughing and talking while the internet watches from a distance. There is something almost symbolic about it. A roller coaster goes up, down, twists, turns, and leaves everyone wondering what comes next. And right now, that's exactly where this celebrity story stands. Nobody knows what the next turn will be. Maybe Michael and Ray will never be seen together again. Maybe they are simply friends who decided to spend a day at Six Flags. Maybe they are quietly getting to know each other and have no intention of telling the public yet. Or maybe this really is the first public clue to a new Hollywood romance. Until either of them confirms something, every version remains possible. What we can say with confidence is that the sighting has already become a major pop culture moment. Michael B. Jordan, one of Hollywood's biggest stars and now an Oscar winner, was seen enjoying a theme park day with Ray, one of Britain's most exciting contemporary singers. Their appearance immediately generated thousands of comments, countless jokes, romantic theories, and a flood of people revisiting Ray's "Where is my husband" lyrics. And that might be the funniest part of the entire story. Ray spent months singing about wondering where her husband was, and now the internet has decided to answer the question for her. According to the internet, apparently he was at Six Flags with Michael B. Jordan. Whether that joke eventually becomes reality is something only time will tell. For now, it is best to enjoy the story for what it actually is: a surprising celebrity sighting that has sparked a huge amount of curiosity without yet providing a definitive answer. And perhaps Michael and Ray are perfectly happy keeping it that way, because sometimes the most interesting celebrity stories are not the ones with immediate confirmation. They're the ones where everyone sees the same photograph and asks the same question, but nobody outside the two people involved actually knows the answer. So, is Michael B. Jordan dating Ray? Right now, the honest answer is that we simply don't know. But if the two continue appearing together, if another outing surfaces, or if either star finally decides to address the rumors, this story could change very quickly. For the moment, Michael B. Jordan and Ray have given fans a mystery, a roller coaster, a viral photo, a mountain of speculation, and one of the funniest possible answers to the question, "Where is my husband?" And if this really is the beginning of something romantic, then perhaps one day fans will look back at that Six Flags outing and realize they were watching the very first chapter. But until that happens, keep the rumors in the rumor category, enjoy the unexpected pairing, and let Michael and Ray decide for themselves what they want the world to know. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.